supporting each other the entire tournament.
So after all of that time has passed, we missed this team, that's for sure. Rainbow Wahine Volleyball back on the floor here in the nightcap of day one of the Hawaiian Airlines Rainbow Wahine Classic, taking on the Fairfield Stags out of the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. And first to serve, one of the new faces, Mylana Bird, a transfer from Alabama, starting at setter, and she comes up with the opening dig as well. Back bump set goes to Brooke Van Sickle. And it's pinballed around and will be returned back to the Hawaii side. Now a little action above the tape and a net violation called against Bird. So Mylana Bird, a 6'2" junior transfer from Alabama, getting that setter position start, as the Hawaiian Financial FCU starting lineups will be scrolling at the bottom of your screen. That is of note. Also of note, a freshman libero, Taylor Ikenaga, out of Moanalua High School, getting the nod here on opening night for Hawaii. Middle set goes to Skylar Williams, and she's unable to put it down. Now KJ Johnson with the swing for the Stags. She is a transfer from Baylor, and head coach Todd Kress really likes the way she's looking so far in the lead up to this season for the Stags. Sends it long there though, and we're knotted at one early.
You must think that there's a little bit of nerves going on being a transfer student. You know that you're a go-to player, KJ, being from Baylor, transferring in, but coach was very impressed with her this past 2 weeks.
And gets another swing. Cross court is dug up by Ikenaga. And then Riley Wagner, one of the returnees, with the swing. Here is Johnson again, very busy here early on, and they're going to say that there was a touch at the net. And so that'll be a Fairfield point. Fairfield, preseason pick to win the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. So take a look at head coach Todd Kress in his 12th season with this program, but this is actually his second stint with the program. Ran things from 95 to 98, and then after a circuitous route came back from 2014 to the present time, as Brooke Van Sickle able to knock it down from the back row.
Interestingly enough, Brooke Van Sickle came in as a defensive special / libero, and now she's a 6th rotation player. They just set her in the back row. She can play from anywhere. She had a spectacular beach season as well.
Here is Ikenaga, highly recruited prospect out of Moanalua. The tip over the net there by Joelle Battles is returned back up top, and the free swing for Ella Gardner finds its way out of play. So a point for Hawaii.
Things looking a little sloppy on both sides of the net. You think both teams, after not playing for so long, a little out of system.
Fairfield did play in the spring, as we alluded to in the pregame. And off of one leg, Gardner gets denied access by Amber Igidi, 6'3" sophomore from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And while the indoor season was postponed and canceled last year, she benefited from a fantastic debut on the beach side.
She sure did. The freshman All-American, her and Brooke Van Sickle teamed up, and they were named Pair of the Year in the Big West for beach volleyball.
Here's the first touch for Martina Leoniak, freshman from Poland, stands at 6'3", and she can absolutely put a hurtin' on the ball. Johnson, tough angle, good save there by Wagner, and then the quick middle set to Igidi, and that got Robin Amo officially beginning her 4th season atop the program, even though it's her 5th year here as head coach of the Rainbow Wahine. That got her dancing a little bit. She liked that transition.
And I think she just loves that she's gotten that opportunity to train Mylana Bird during that downtime. Mylana transferring in from Alabama as a setter.
5-2 advantage here early for Hawaii. Block got a touch. Ikenaga with the high bump set. It goes to Leoniak, and she got under it and pumped it long.
It's like the air is just a little bit lighter in here without the fans. Things go up a little longer.
And it's a different configuration from what we saw throughout the sports season last year, where the lower bowl seats were not out. Everything was retracted. We were 30 feet away from the playing surface. It's a little bit of a different vibe, even without the fans still here this time around. As you see the point in exuberant fashion by Joelle Battles.
Joelle Battles, being named one of the co-captains this year, has never captained a team, and her coach decided to put her in that position to help her grow and how to had to take more leadership on the court.
Bird goes middle, and Igidi going straight down to the floor. 6-4 lead here for Hawaii.
Amber Igidi will just go hard every single time. The 6'3" middle blocker is so emotional. She's just fun to watch, the energy that she has.
So here is Leoniak with the serve. First touch by Johnson. Backside set goes to Battle, and she is blocked back. Good dig there by Brooke Van Sickle. Hawaii on the attack. Leoniak tried to roll it over. The save by Georgia Vaya, the libero for Fairfield. And then that middle swing by Gardner again goes long, no touch up front. And so another point for the Rainbow Wahine.
Gardner not getting a good connection on that one. A little early, if you will. And her setter connection not doing a great job right now. Nicolini and her just haven't connected quite yet.
So Martina Leoniak once again to serve. I call her Leo. Just turned 18 years of age. Arrived on campus, still 17. Block got a good piece there. Diving save Van Sickle. The lefty punch over by Wagner. In transition, Stags with the advantage. The swing by Emily Schillinger. And a good scramble play to return it by Fairfield. Hawaii with the advantage now. And the step out goes to Igidi. And she has developed that so well over her brief time here in Hawaii.
And you know what she does really well is she audibilizes it as well. So she's talking, she's communicating as she's taking off to Mylana Bird. She sees the seam and hits right between that.
Not too shabby a start here for Amber Igidi. 3 swings, 3 kills. Also has a block and a dig already to her stat line. And that roll shot by Johnson just avoids the block attempt of Igidi and finds the floor for the point. KJ Johnson, 5'10" junior from Pearland, Texas. Again, spent 2 years at Baylor for head coach Ryan McGuire. Of course, a connection to the Hawaii program. His wife, Jen Roberts, former Rainbow Wahine middle. And a good maneuver there by Mylana Bird at 6'2". And she may actually be pushing closer to 6'3" if you want to be as accurate as possible. That is definitely part of the arsenal for her. That is part of her threat.
Absolutely, and she's in the front court right now, so she can do that. The jump dump, and being at 6'2" or maybe even 6'3" with the shoes on, she's going to take advantage of that. She's going to hold the defense accountable.
She goes back row this time to Wagner. And Riley Wagner putting a good swing on it. A 6-foot sophomore from Dublin, Ohio. The first Rainbow Wahine recruit from the state of Ohio.
Yep, the biology major. You know, she had 14 starts as a freshman, and then she got a little quiet there. But she's that silent player. She does everything well. She's very steady.
And that was the 2018 Ohio Gatorade State Player of the Year. Comes up with the save there. Leoniak from the back row, and that one goes off the net and out. So Leoniak trying to find her groove here, really get her footing. When you watch her in practice, I mean, it sounds different. You know how you hear that phrase, like, oh, it just hits different. She literally hits different.
Yeah, she does. She's very physical, and it's hard to believe that she is only 18, just made 18 years old. What a future she has. Yeah,
has great experience at the elite club level in Poland. Here is Van Sickle unleashing that time. And Hawaii up a handful. Brooke Van Sickle, 6th year of college volleyball. Remember, she started her career at Oregon before transferring to Hawaii. And so you heard the term super senior, right? Because everyone was able to get another year of eligibility. Well, Brooke Van Sickle's the super duper senior.
She is the super duper senior. She's taken full advantage of it. She had a medical redshirt year as well, and then she came back and decided to stay and play. Hey, why not get a master's degree as well? The daughter of Gary Van Sickle, who played here at University of Hawaii, and her mom, Lisa, played at Hawaii Pacific University.
And it comes from good stock, that's for sure. Big West Conference honorable mention selection back in 2019. Gets another swing here, goes off the block and out. She is just so versatile and really among the most athletic players on this roster.
She is not only a great athlete, but she's a great student athlete as well. She's a scholar athlete. She made the NCAA regional team. She just literally, per Coach Robin, she hits the crap out of the ball. That's a quote.
A touch shot there by Lucy Albertson. Outside set goes to Van Sickle, but it is denied by the twine. So missed opportunity there for the Rainbow Wahine in transition. And now Lucy Albertson, who was a co-captain for this team during the spring season. They played 10 matches. But she is a grad student now, just like setter Manuela Nicolini, who was also a captain during the spring. And they decided to relinquish their captain roles here for this fall season.
Very interesting decision by the coaching staff, but I like it because they're bringing up other leaders onto the team. And like you said, Lucy Albertson, middle blocker, she's a graduate student, but she's got an interesting little thing about her. She's a quarter Eskimo. You know, she talks about herself. She's not a quarter Eskimo.
That is cool.
That is. I don't know many Eskimos.
13 serving 8 here. Johnson able to avoid the block. The dig close to the net. Little pinball action. Johnson, another crack at it. Gets blocked back. The chase down. Nicely done by Michaela Hout. And a free chance here for Hawaii. Right side. The denial on the touch by Leoniak. And that was one of those occasions where we were maybe expecting her to rear back and try to unload, but tried to get finesse with it. Got denied.
Interestingly enough, she took that first ball and she got a great contact, and it was a perfect set, but she decided to try to tool the outside hands, push it into the outside hands, and it didn't work.
Here's the middle set to Sky Williams, another super senior. 6'1" from Bellflower, California. And really, she burst onto the scene. Remember her first match debut, 12 blocks, was phenomenal as a freshman. But her breakout season really was 2019. A Big West Conference first team selection, hit .387 for the year to go along with all those blocks. 114, second on the team behind Igidi. Nobody blocking that punishing blow by Joelle Battles, though.
No, back to Skylar Williams. I can't agree with you more. She had a metamorphosis. She really broke out in 2019. She became super confident. And, you know, I'm going to give credit, a lot of credit to Angelica Lundquist for that. She coached the middle blockers and really changed their outlook, gave them confidence. Amber Igidi as well. A product of a lot of hard work with Angelica.
Yeah, free ball sent over, but too far over by the libero Vaya, and Hawaii gets to 15 first. 15-10 here in the opening set of the season for the Rainbow Wahine. Up 15-10 on Fairfield, hitting .208 so far in this opening frame.
And Fairfield struggling a little bit offensively, hitting in the negatives currently.
What do you like about what you see from Hawaii here so far?
Well, I like that they seem to be very smooth in ball control. Their first contact is very good. Their passing has been good. Their service from the end line has been well. I like Milana Bird, her set selection. She's got 3 hitters right now with 3 kills. I think that she's distributing the ball very well, very evenly.
Distributed to Leoniak that time at D set, but she wasn't able to finish it. Off the tip of the block, able to come up with the save. Here's Wagner by the double block, goes line and finds it right on the dot for another Hawaii point.
And again, Wagner seems a little undersized out there when you look at the players around her, but at the same time, her volleyball IQ, you can hear the players calling line and she's listening, and she sneaks it by the right hand of Battles. Yeah,
she is just an all-around volleyball player. She can do it all. She could, for all intents and purposes, if she really put her mind to it, put on the libero jersey.
She could. And actually, Robin Amo actually asked her if she wanted to do that role. She said, no, I think I prefer hitting, coach. She's been battling against a really very competitive squad, and she's earned her spot in tonight's starting lineup.
Georgia Vaya with the serve. Following the Schillinger kill for Fairfield, and that'll be another point there for the Stags, as Wagner missing that time. 2 kills on 6 swings for Wagner. Amber Igidi so far, along with Brooke Van Sickle, putting up the fatter numbers, 3 kills apiece. Wagner getting another swing at it. Good dig there by Vaya. And it's going to be a free chance here for Hawaii. Look at the layout there, Leoniak reacting, and here's Van Sickle from the back row, putting the boom on it.
You gotta love that set and the pickup. Leo extending, seeing the dink coming, gets to that ball, and Van Sickle with a really quick, explosive pipe out of the back court. Just sees the court so well.
Yeah, and looking springy, looking fresh-legged here in this opening night match. Off of one leg, the tip by Albertson. Van Sickle was right there. Leoniak still looking for her first kill as a Wahine. Swing there by Schillinger. That's dug up by Leoniak. Van Sickle goes off of one leg. And KJ Johnson to save. Now battles the touch shot. Batted around, sent over. How about this rally? Swing there by Albertson, and she finds the floor.
That was a lot of broken up volleyball, out of system, a long rally, and again, a 2 in the middle on the Stag side and going for the kill. Lucy Albertson.
Albertson, one of 3 players for the Stags on the preseason All-Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference team, which just came out earlier this week. That served by Morgan Dahl goes into the net.
And Fairfield was also rated as a preseason favorite in their conference as #1. Just like Hawaii, Big One preseason poll rated #1.
And so here's Kyra Hanawahine into the match for the first time. 5'2" senior, another transfer from Oregon. Played 2 seasons there, 2017 and 2018. Played in 28 matches in 2019 for Hawaii with 37 digs and 13 aces. Was a very effective serving specialist. As finding the corner that time is KJ Johnson. Johnson appearing in 19 total matches with the Baylor Bears. But how about the experience, part of that Final Four team back in 2019?
Yeah, she brings a lot of experience, and she got an opportunity to participate in that Final Four as well. She just wanted a little bit more time on the court, I'm thinking. And here she's an immediate impact player for this team.
Sky going off of the block there on the slide play, and then it goes long from Fairfield's side, so a point for Hawaii. They're up 5. We mentioned Fairfield played in the spring. They went 9-1. Those were 5 double headers that were played. They played 2 matches in the same day 5 different times just to try to pack as many matches in as possible. And that obviously took a toll, according to Todd Press, on his team.
Yeah, he said he really did not like the format at all. He's so happy that they get to play 1 match every day that they're here in the islands.
Oh, good swing that time. Brooke Van Sickle laying the wood.
And the perfect set for Brooke Van Sickle. If you keep her off just a little bit, she sees the court so well, especially with a bigger block. She sees the court and gives her just enough room to sneak around the block or through it.
Already 5 kills as Bird goes into the net. 5 kills for Van Sickle. She averaged 2.32 kills per set back in 2019. Hit 237. But the all-around play on display. 20 aces, 201 digs, had 42 blocks. Just a jack-of-all trade, which is part of what makes her such an incredible, a super-duper senior, and such an incredible beach player as well.
I'm telling you, she's going to have to live up to it, being 6 years a super-duper senior. That's a heavy title to carry.
That's right.
And, you know, the leadership. You know, you get a few more years behind you in a program, you start to show leadership by example.
21 serving 15 here in the first. Stags out of system here. Johnson off of one leg blocked back. And freebie there for Riley Wagner, able to just touch it down. Hawaii up 7.
Riley Wagner doing a nice job just following her hitter in, posting up, not trying to do too much with a simple play.
Float serve there by Van Sickle. Slide goes to Gardner, and she's able to rattle it home off of the block.
Gardner going around the setter for the slide. Nicolini has been nominated for the NCAA Women of the Year. 5th-year senior. Just has done some fantastic things for Fairfield volleyball out of Italy.
Here's Wagner on the outside. A little wrist away shot dug up by Johnson. She'll get a crack at it. Down the line, got a touch.
KJ Johnson swinging away. She's from Texas. We've got a lot of Texas volleyball players here this weekend, I'll tell you.
Yeah, you have Texas A&M here in this tournament. They went 5 earlier this evening with Marquette. Part of the reason why this match started so late. Marquette winning that one 15-13 in that 5th set.
It was quite the battle, that's for sure. Milana Bird's out of Texas. Kate Lang's out of Texas. Some good quality volleyball players.
You saw Ryan Tice there in your screen. He is the head coach for Marquette. Off to a winning start. And Johnson able to plug it through that block formed by Bird and Igidi.
KJ is smart on that shot, knowing that there was a great big block up there. She approached the ball hard and just took something off at the last minute.
So 18 serving 23. Hawaii trying to close things out here in the first. Good pass there, Ikinaga. Middle set, Igidi, oh boy.
You said it, Kanoa, good pass. On that, you've got so many options. You've got 3 hitters and you've got the backcourt as well. Attack. You've got 4 possible attackers on a great pass.
That was just pounded by Amber Igidi. So Aloha ball here in the first. Leoniak with the serve. High ball bump set. Diving save by Leoniak. Van Sickle from the back row. It's dug up back over by Vaya. Igidi lays the smack down and puts the finishing blow.
For Igidi, like you said, 6 kills hitting at 8:33. What's great about this is the connection. You have a brand new setter in there. Yes, they've had time to train together, but she's running a nice offense, allowing her hitters numerous opportunities to score.
And that's a great opportunity, segue off of what you just said, to ask you how you felt about the performance of Milana Bird. It was a difficult battle, according to Robin Amo, at least as far as who she was going to put out there first on this opening night. And we may see some experimentation going forward this first weekend, but right now she's going with Milana Bird. She said from day to day, it would be Milana looking great one day, Kate Lang, the freshman setter from Texas, looking great the other day. It was very competitive, but what do you think about Milana thus far?
Well, there's a look at Kate, and they're really good friends, by the way. They've continued to push one another, but Milana's doing, I think, a fabulous job. I like her release. She's 6'2", probably stands a little taller, but her release, she's very hard to read. So if you're on the opposing side trying to block the hitters, she doesn't show where she's going. She's not an obvious setter. She doesn't make it super obvious. And I think she's doing fabulous.
Hawaii taking that first frame, 25-18. Here we are, set number 2, and the first swing goes to Sky Williams. Unable to put it down, battles with the southpaw swing. How about Sky taking on the setting responsibilities and then the denial on Brooke Van Sickle, courtesy KJ Johnson.
And KJ Johnson saying, no, I may look small, but I've got some hops. I'm 5'10", and I've been around the game a little while. She just stuffed that ball.
Bird again, quick middle to Williams. Just swiped at that one, didn't get a good contact on it. But Hawaii in transition again. Leoniak from the outside. Couldn't quite get the full swing into it. Johnson does, though. The dig there by Ikinaga. Right side, here's Van Sickle. The dink shot blocked back. Leoniak this time goes off the block and out, and there it is, kill number 1 on her 11th attempt. Martina Leoniak.
She's made a lot of attempts, 11, but you've got to give her a lot of credit because she's only got 2 errors, so she's hitting at 273. I personally think she needs to set a little bit higher. She's got such a high reach.
Oh, and there's an ace by Van Sickle. Doing a little bit of everything here early on.
Yeah, she really is, and she continues to serve from that left back, and it really gets in this serve reception head when you're moving the ball around so much.
Outside battles, had to adjust the approach. So Hawaii now on the attack. The bump set by Bird, and Wagner unable to penetrate that block. It was Ella Gardner up there next to Battles.
Yeah, Riley Wagner just really didn't get a good approach on that ball. I don't think she saw how low and tight to the net the block was either.
Townsend with the serve. Right side set, it's Leoniak, and drifted under it just a tad. The set was a little off the net, and so unable to connect the way she wanted to.
And I like that Milana Bird's really trying to establish her. She continues to go back to her to try to get her into system.
Outside, the set goes to Wagner. Left hand touches it, but misses the court wide.
Wagner looking for a touch. The set a little tight. She was trying to go into the hands and off, but she did not get a touch.
So that's 3 straight points here for Fairfield. 4th hitting error for Wagner. So what you're trying to get back on track here. Williams dug up. That middle set goes to Gardner, and Williams puts it right back on her.
And that ball is actually playable. If it came off her head, they could have continued to play that ball.
So Hawaii able to get out of that rotation, and here is Taylor Ikenaga. Mentioned she was one of the top recruits in Hawaii, primarily as an outside hitter for Moanalua for head coach Alan Kabanting.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the Moanalua High School program creates some amazing players, not only outside hitters, maybe a little smaller, but look, she's starting on this team. Robin calls her very calm. She likes her calmness on the court, what she brings to this team.
Robin on her 4th season, 5th year atop the program. As the Big West Conference co-coach of the year in 2019. Wagner was able to really wind up that time and then uncoiled and uncorked.
And that's her set. Again, a little bit off so that she can see the hands of the blockers. And again, her volleyball IQ is very high. She played high school basketball as well. She was magna cum laude in her high school.
Oh, wow, there is an ace just falling off the table as it crossed the plane of the net from Martina Leoniak.
Can that be considered a kill?
She would love that.
Yeah, raise those numbers.
Well, it's a point.
Yes.
No, that's for sure. 5 up here in set number 2. First touch there by Schillinger. Battles through the block. Right there is Ikenaga. And Igidi straight down to the floor. Sometimes it's not as though Igidi is hitting the ball as much as just commanding the ball down.
Yeah, she bounced that ball, and her connection with Milana has been very good. They seem very smooth, like they've played more than just 2 sets so far.
Block there on the swing by Schillinger. And that set threw her off her rhythm there, and so a chance here for Hawaii. Wagner off the bump set by Ikenaga. 2-hand save Vaya. Albertson tried to push it through. So how about Leoniak with the set? Pinballed around, and it will not be returned. 4-hit violation called against Fairfield, but that's the kind of stuff you see in practice from Martina Leoniak. Things that you wouldn't necessarily expect from someone her age or her size, but she is just a gritty volleyball player. That's the best definition.
She's very gritty, and Robin says she's going to be very, very good. She's a freshman. She just made 18. Maybe she'll be a super duper senior. Can you imagine?
Chris, we mentioned 2nd stint with the program, all-time winningest head coach in program history.
And he loves coaching at Fairfield. Fairfield, the modern Jesuit Catholic University.
Yes.
There's the one.
Only Jesuit university in Connecticut. What say you, Lisa? Well, it's at the end here, so we're a little early on in the play. That's not going to help us much.
Yeah,
We're
definitely.
still getting to the end here. This is where we may be looking at the 4-hit violation called. And so right there, Wayne Lee may assume, and again, there's a lot going on that's obstructed, but he may be assuming that Joelle Battles touched that ball off of the ricochet, and that would in fact be a quick 2 hits there.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if she did, and that's what this challenge is about. Did it touch perhaps her forehead or something along those lines?
I think you're right. Lucy Albertson touched it first, and it looked like it may have touched Battles. That would have been the question mark.
And here is the verdict. And the call stands.
It looks like they did have a touch off of Battles. So there were 4 contacts. Yeah, this Fairfield Stags team has really, so far, been loving Hawaii. They've been out every day. This is their team bonding. They've been snorkeling. They went hiking.
They had a trip to Pearl Harbor planned as well.
At the Pearl Harbor.
In fact, they're staying a little extra after the tournament ends on Sunday. They have plans to go to the North Shore on Monday. Here's Van Sickle from the back row. High ball bump set. Battles rejected. Amber Igidi says, "Ah, ole." Oh, no, you don't.
It's pretty sweet when you have that ball go back that fast. That energy can really change the momentum.
In 2019, Amber Igidi was the Great Wall of Hawaii. Led the Big West Conference, was 48th nationally in blocks per set. And that time, the favor is returned. Lucy Albertson, all smiles. Great effort there, one-on-one against Igidi.
You know, you can kind of feel this match getting a little bit more heated with the energy, which you gotta love. Without the fans, they really do have to ignite themselves and pull their own energy.
Well, that's set off the mark. One of the few miscues we've seen from Milana Bird as far as the communication goes. And then she pulls that from under her sleeve to quickly atone for that offset.
Milana Bird from a very athletic family. Her dad played basketball at Cal State San Bernardino. Her mom was a middle blocker in college at Texas State. Got a few brothers. I think she's happy coming to Hawaii.
Yeah, she seems to look very comfortable out there. And that was a great exchange with Robin as Schillinger hits it into the net. Because it was a great play to get the point, but of course Robin Amo's gonna talk to her quickly about that set earlier in the sequence, and you could see her mouthing the words, "I know."
Yeah, well, who better than a 3-time Olympian to be coaching you in your set selection?
Bump set. Schillinger dug up by Ikenaga. Cross-court set, and Sickle off of one leg, and it's able to drop down for another Hawaii point.
And that dig by Taylor Ikenaga was pretty sweet. She dug it right, exactly to Milana Bird. It's not just on spot, it's literally in her hands. She knew exactly where she was. That play made it possible.
And just the disposition, just the way Ikenaga carries herself as a freshman, this does not seem in any way overwhelming for her. The fact that she's getting the call at the libero position here on opening night. And a good exchange there atop the net. Milana Bird gets credited for that Hawaii point, and now we have a timeout from Fairfield. So Hawaii in a competitive match, and a couple of those changes on the coaching staff. Nick Costello back with the program, served as a volunteer assistant in the 2017 and 2018 seasons, left briefly, took on an assistant role at Irvine Valley College, but he is back now as a full-time assistant. Gone, of course, Angelica Ljungqvist, very valuable, longtime friend of Robin Amo, but felt compelled to return back home. COVID taking a toll on everybody, and I think that led to a few changes even on the roster. Hannah Helvig, who decided it was just too difficult to navigate coming back around from Sweden to Manoa with everything that was going on last year, decided to depart from the program. And certainly Angelica's absence felt, but I think the return of Nick and seeing him out there, especially alongside Kaleo Baxter and Robin, it looks like it's very natural for him.
It is. You know, Nick brings a lot to the program in a sense of his presence alone. He's such an easy going guy, yet he's been exposed to the game for a long time. He's a graduate of Asset School. He played at Marino. A local boy who has just been so happy to get the call to come home. He's very passionate about the game, and he's been in it for a long time.
Sure. Yeah, played libero for a couple of seasons as a starter here at Hawaii. So a natural fit and a familiar face. I think that adds to the comfort level for Robin Amo for sure, as they're going to say Albertson got a piece of that block or a piece of somebody on the Hawaii side of the net. So a point for the Stags. Also departing Faith Ma'afala, who was serving as the director of operations. That is currently a role that is not filled. And so Robin Amo really, and this trifecta of coaches, they're wearing a lot of hats here these days.
And their graduate assistant gone as well, so they're wearing plenty of hats. There's so many unknowns.
Good maneuver there by Fairfield.
Yeah, the golden rule is don't reach back, right? So once you reach back, it creates confusion.
Here's Ella Gardner, 6-foot sophomore from Christchurch, New Zealand, getting that point. Fairfield within 4 here. Van Sickle trying to change that, and she does. And that set was pure nectar right there, on the money from Milana Bird.
And Brooke Van Sickle with her 7th kill on the evening. She's got 14 attempts, hitting high and hard through the block.
Slide, and goes to Gardner. A couple of bodies diving on the floor, conjuring up a save, and then Leoniak two-hands it over. Chance here for the Stags. They go slide to Gardner again, blocked back. Other side, it's Johnson trying to go line. Dig there by Bird, so back bump set. Ikenaga to Van Sickle, pulls the string. The wily veteran, the super duper senior, showing some of that wisdom.
And what's nice is that Ikenaga, you know, she's doing a lot of little things that go very unnoticed. That second ball contact, her set, because Milana Bird dug that, she becomes the setter after that. Great, perfect set to Brooke Van Sickle.
And there she is laying out. After Fairfield sent it over on 2. Slide, Gardner blocked back again. That door is shut on that pin. Sky Williams and Van Sickle getting the touch on everything. Good scramble there, Leoniak over the net, little joust at the net. Stags coming with it, it's Johnson, sends it long. Was there a touch? Yes, there was.
Yes, there was a touch. Taylor reading this like a book, comes in a one-arm dig. Just a great read on that play. Really impressive as a freshman. I mean, she's doing a lot of little things that, again, will go a little bit unnoticed. She played for Nakeki Maloa, the volleyball club, for 6 years. Barney Choi.
Yeah.
Club. It's a good time around her belt.
Well, Hawaii thought that it found the floor. It took a moment for the officials to comply. But ultimately, they do agree, and they blow the whistle, and that's a point for Hawaii. They're up a half dozen.
And there's not a challenge, so they knew it hit the floor.
Hawaii, the preseason favorite in the Big West Conference, got 7 of 11 first-place votes in the preseason poll. Cal Poly getting the other 4. Bump set, Ikenaga, Leoniak is able to go high hands. And that's kill number 2 for Martina Leoniak.
She's just warming up, Kanoa.
Yeah, there was a lot of anticipation for her debut because of what she has shown in the practice gym here in the run-up to the season.
And she's just going to get more and more comfortable competing here in the Simplify Arena at the Stan Sheriff.
Yeah, Robin Amo saying, hey, she's still learning. And especially, that's the case for a lot of the international players, learning a different style of the game.
Style and system, completely a different system. And Robin has her own style, her own system, completely different expectations from different players.
Big swing, Leoniak, and there it was, a little bit of that thunder. When she connects, it echoes.
And I think the word that Robin uses often is she's really wanting her team to mesh, everybody to connect completely.
You're right about Robin Amo, though. This coaching staff, they are not shy about trying different things. I mean, they'll go no liberos like we saw in the past. They'll run a 6-2, they'll run a 5-1. It doesn't matter, as that one is sent down by KJ Johnson.
And you remember 2019, the last time we got to broadcast for women's volleyball, Noreen Osea was actually with Bailey Choi running a 6-2. Again, no libero, but then all of a sudden, season goes along and Noreen Osea becomes like the power hitter, the go-to hitter.
That's right. Wagner, was there a touch? Yes, there was.
Riley Wagner purposely swinging for hands, seeing again a well-formed block, but that volleyball IQ says if I can't get through them, then I'm going to use them as best as I can.
Well, you're hitting 259 here in this second frame, 254 for the match. Big wind-up and swing there by Michaela Hout. But how about that hammer dropped by Amber Igidi? My goodness.
And she continues to increase her hitting percentage. 7 kills on 10 attempts, hitting 600 right now.
I'm not sure what was louder, the contact on the ball or her roar after it went down.
Yeah, she's pretty full of expressions.
Oh, and Bird catches him napping. Ilana Bird looking very comfortable here in her Rainbow Wahine debut.
Yeah, she really is.
And that will force another ball before she got the clearance from Wayne Lee, the R1. And there you see she's smiling it off.
Like, oops.
She's ready to get back to work.
I'm ready. What's happening? What's everybody doing?
Well, it's been pretty lopsided here in this second set, Lisa. Hawaii hitting 310 for the frame. Fairfield 0-6-5. Wagner bettering the numbers in Hawaii's favor.
Yeah, Hawaii pretty smooth right now, sailing along. Very clean, crisp volleyball. Not great connections with all offenders, or attackers, I should say, but their first contacts and their serving has been very well.
4 straight points here for Hawaii. You may notice between the sets, the teams do not swap sides. That is a precaution taken here due to the rise in COVID numbers. And that gets a rise out of the Hawaii bench. That's ace served by Martina Leoniak. And I think the added style points with the dance that she performed there in the middle of the floor.
Well, when you start winning like this, you start having fun. And you see them lighten up a little bit as well.
He changes up the serve that time. And comes up with a 2-hand save on that push by Howard. Wagner. Oh, she's feeling pretty groovy. So here's moments ago. This is Martina Leoniak with the ace and the little dance there. I'm not sure what the name of that one was. It was possibly TikTok worthy.
And Wagner finding the open spot again. I think they're meshing.
Yeah, they're looking like they're enjoying themselves, and that's what you want on an opening night. Aloha ball here in the second. Diving first touch by Vaya. Swing by Hout is dug up by Ikenaga. Back row set, Van Sickle. That one tickles the twine and then hits the floor for a Hawaii point. And they take set number 2, 25-2. Riley Wagner, one of the driving forces for Hawaii. 8 kills, that's second best on the team behind Brooke Van Sickle's 10. Hit 211, but again, filling in the stat sheet, 7 digs and a block.
She's gotten the most attempts out of anybody with 19 attempts. But she also does a lot of the little things, like she takes that first pass ball.
And then on the other side for Fairfield, one of the bright spots, KJ Johnson, Baylor transfer, 7 kills on 19 swings, hitting 316. Hawaii hasn't quite been able to figure out the code there. 6 digs and 3 blocks as well for Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson, one of the most effective players on her team offensively. She is really carrying the load for them tonight.
And there are the numbers for Van Sickle. It's like she never left. It was like there was no time off. She just seems to be right in rhythm.
Came back right where she left off is for sure.
1 dig away from a double-double already, Brooke Van Sickle. And that was just a bomb from KJ Johnson. That one resonated throughout Simplify Arena at Stan Sheriff Center.
Definitely explosive. Gonna try and fire her team up.
First touch there, Van Sickle, overpass, and that one is put down by Ella Gardner. Thank you very much.
That play made possible by the serving specialist. The freshman, Blakely Montgomery, has come in and is just bombing that ball.
Oh, another Texas native from League City, Texas, and Clear Falls High School. But Hawaii able to right the ship a bit as the transition goes to Sky Williams in the middle.
And I'd like to see Sky Williams get a few more kills. That's her third kill on the evening in 4 sets total. We've got 4 other players above 10 attempts each.
And Sickle to serve. And that's an ace. Knuckleball action, perfectly placed.
The jump float, you know, it just bottomed out right in front of her.
See what she did from the service line back in 2019. And again, that's Fairfield out of system, and free ball coming here for the Bows. Backside, Leoniak over the block, pinballed around in return. Wagner, little pitter-patter above the tape. Johnson roll shot. She's pulling out all the stops and showing the full array.
Yeah, Johnson's going to see a lot of sets in this third set because she has been so efficient. All you have to do is look at the numbers to know that she's performing well.
Yes, she is. That's an understatement. 9 kills at 381 comes with the jump serve. Ikenaga puts it on the money. High and away it goes to Wagner into the twine. And so a bit of a sputtering start here in the third for the Rainbow Wahine. Fairfield up a deuce.
And Fairfield really moving their block inside on Riley Wagner, trying to force her to hit down that line, which she has been doing well so far tonight.
First touch there by Van Sickle. Here's Leoniak. And she's able to pull the string there.
You gotta like how Leoniak, her approach to the ball looks like she's gonna just unload, and then she drops her elbow at the very last minute and does the roll shot. Got all the defenders holding back.
Well, it took her a while to log that first kill. Now she has 4, and she's back at triple zeros, hitting even. 4 kills and 4 hitting errors as Amber Igidi just shuts the door. A solo stuff in the middle of the action.
Yeah, Amber Igidi just completely read that like a book. You are not going to get around me. She committed completely to Ella Gardner, the 6-foot sophomore middle blocker.
Ikenaga with the serve. By the way, 11 digs already for Taylor Ikenaga as the block was up. And this one is formidable, Lisa. You have 6'3" Igidi next to 6'3" Leoniak. They can eclipse the sun.
Yeah, maybe I wouldn't be setting that direction.
That's one of the bigger blocks that Hawaii has to offer.
Michaela Hout really had nowhere to go. They call it, please give me the key, let me get out of the closet. It was too tight for her to really make anything of that set.
See some moments being taken to wipe perspiration and moisture off of the floor, and that's another negative aspect of some of the COVID precautions. You don't have the floor wipers, so you have to ask for volunteers on behalf of the respective teams.
Mostly the players themselves.
Oh, good swing there by Hout.
Hout getting a good piece of that ball.
Freshman from Monroe, Michigan, 4-time All-State selection and 2-time state champ at St. Mary's Catholic Central High School. As the serve goes long.
Via just sent that. It's like, again, the air is a little lighter in the Simplify Arena. Things float and stay up a little longer.
So here's Leoniak. The roll shot Dug up there by Wagner, and the block was there. Hout was anticipating the dump shot by Milana Bird, but still couldn't prevent it from happening.
Yeah, she read that as well. She committed. Here we will take a look. She jumps with her, but Bird gets a little bit lucky on that one.
7 serving 5 as Hawaii has moved ahead by 2, and the forced overpass on the Leoniak serve. Outside it goes to Wagner. The dink shot. Good save by Montgomery. Great chance here for Hawaii. Ikenaga just gets there in the nick of time. Van Sickle the dink. Diving save by Vaya, but it goes out for another Hawaii point.
For Fairfield, they're really struggling just to slow Hawaii down. Hawaii putting a lot of pressure again from the service line. Fairfield not taking care of their first contact, that first pass.
Hawaii by 3. Back row, the set goes to Johnson. Right there is Leoniak. So Bird, high ball out to Wagner. And a layout saved by Vaya. That was pretty. Hout with the roll shot. Hawaii on the attack, but Igidi zigged when Milana Bird thought she would zag. And the ball falls harmlessly down to the floor.
Yeah, that's the first disconnect, misconnect that we've actually seen tonight. It happens.
Especially on opening night.
Yes.
It tends to happen a little more frequently.
Brand new setter.
And that serve goes on.
Fairfield has changed up their setter. They've got Blakely Montgomery, the freshman, in setting, number 44.
Here comes Hawaii. Van Sickle just finding where no Stags are.
And again, Hawaii mixing it up a lot. They came out banging away, and now they're really chiseling, moving the ball around well, tipping over the block, swinging when they can. In total control.
Slide that goes to Albertson. She put a little extra sauce on that one. Was able to bang it through that Hawaii block.
Yeah, the 5th-year graduate student. When I watched him in practice the other day, that seemed to be her strength, that step out, the slide behind the setter.
And served by Hout. One leg, it's Igidi the dink, and there's Vaya. She's just been throwing herself all over the Terraflex. Second touch swing by Montgomery's dug up. And then Van Sickle finishes the deal. Well, Hawaii ad-libbing when they need to and finding ways to make it work as we see Janelle Gong entering into the match for the first time. The 5'9" junior from Moraga, California. Played in just 3 sets in 2019. Played in considerably more action in 2018. Had a couple of big moments, in fact. As Johnson gets dug up by Gong. Welcome to the match. Wagner from the back row. Diving save by Maddie Jordanic. And then Johnson just doing KJ Johnson things.
Johnson with her 10th kill on the evening. And Janelle Gong actually had worked so hard that she was awarded with a scholarship this year. Listed as a junior, but she will take this as her senior year, as we understand it. She's been in the program a long time, just real hard working, does everything that she's asked of. A complete team player.
Yeah, the coaching staff has raved about the improvements she's put in the offseason as Wagner swoops in from the back row.
And we have not seen much of Riley Wagner hitting out of the backcourt, but that's just a great set selection. It's the unexpected, truly, when you've got, look at your front row, look what you've got up there, and then you set the pipe.
Good anticipation there by Ikenaga, and then Van Sickle put a lot on it, but it was dug up by Vaya. Johnson from off the net, and Leoniak just able to keep it alive. Johnson again over the double block, diving save Wagner, high and away to Van Sickle. And she pops it down the line and in. So Hawaii up a handful here in the third. They lead 2-0. This is just the second all-time meeting between Hawaii and Fairfield. They met back in 2006, a 3-0 sweep victory for the Rainbow Wahine right here in this building. But if you remember, as Hawaii puts up the block, that particular Fairfield team had a lot of Hawaii flavor. They had 5 Hawaii players. Kiana Kauve of Kamehameha. You had 3 players from St. Joseph on Hawaii Island. Ashley Hanohano, Lindsay Lee, and Jasmine Pa'akaula. And then you had Brandy Higa, maybe a familiar name. Sports director previously at KITV, now working in the mayor's office. But this year's Fairfield team faring similar in this Hawaiian Airlines Rainbow Wahine Classic. First match had Marquette just outlasting Texas A&M in 5, 15-13. Hawaii will take on the Golden Eagles tomorrow night and then take on the Aggies of Texas A&M on Sunday. As it looks like Mailana Bird got a piece of that KJ Johnson swing. And so a point for Fairfield. And there is the head coach for Marquette, Ryan Tice. I had the opportunity to speak with him earlier in the week. And I'll tell you what, when you talk to him, it really does feel like he's all about business. Maybe that's appropriate here for this time of year.
Definitely. He's very prepared. He's very into being here. He knows the competition is good. He's a very serious guy, fun guy, but very serious. When they signed up to come out to Hawaii, he knew that he was in for some really good competition and looking forward to it.
Yeah, brought the family out, including his 3 sons, right?
Yep. Well, you know, they brought some families, came, not only his family, other families with the program came as well, thinking that they were going to have the opportunity to come. I'm sure they're having a watch party at their hotel or whatnot, because everybody was so excited to be opening their season in Hawaii.
Well, someone's excited to be here, and KJ Johnson would be listed among them. She is just doing it all right now. It's called an ace, but Robin Amo not so convinced, and she grabs the laminated green card to officially challenge that call.
And that's her first challenge on the evening. And you know, they're 5 points ahead, doesn't necessarily need it, but I think it's a good call. If she saw it one way, you got to go with it.
You know, speaking of Robin Amo, I think an indication of being a quality coach oftentimes can be associated with your ability to adjust, right? Your ability to reacclimate yourself under different circumstances. And this would be, I mean, you go back 623 days since Hawaii's last competitive match. And then you look at what this program has gone through in terms of changes, new faces on the roster, changes on the coaching staff, and then once again at the last minute being told that you're not allowed to have fans in the arena. I mean, what Robin Amo and this coaching staff, but particularly her as the head honcho, what she's had to go through, I think it's pretty remarkable that here they are on night 1 and in a pretty decent position, all things considered.
I can't agree with you more, and I think a word that I think describes her best for me when I look at her is tenacious. I mean, you look at her and what she's accomplished just as a physical, as an athlete.
Yeah.
Herself, undersized, you know, captained the Olympic team 3 times, captained that team, played on the court, bronze medal, silver medal. She's just like so happy that they're getting the opportunity to be here. And I think she's just rolling with it. She's a perfectionist. She wants to see the team do well. This is her alumni. It's in her heart. She's going to do whatever it takes.
And Sickle from the back row touches it over. Out, taps it over as well. Quick middle set from Bird goes to Williams, and she loops it. Did that hit the end line?
Not a great connection, but Robin Amo is standing right here in front of us, pointing like that was in. That was in. We'll see if they need a challenge or not, but
well, they are going to ultimately call that in and give the point to Hawaii. Well, the reversal worked for Robin moments ago. We'll see if we have a challenge here, and yes, we will. So
well,
Todd Kress is going to, he's standing over the spot. He believes that ball landed, and almost like drawing a line in the batter's box. You see a lot of hitters do that when they get called out on a third strike. Like, no, that was off the plate right here, and he almost made that same gesture.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And he was pretty close to it himself.
Ooh.
I truly think it's the angle that you're looking at. We're talking millimeters.
I don't know. What do you think here, Lisa?
I think I'm going to stay with the first call.
Yeah, that's going to be tough to reverse.
The linesman is right there. It's his call.
Sounds like some of the indications that we're getting. Sounds like we may see that call stand.
We've talked about this before.
Yes, we do.
The average length of a challenge is 1 minute 30 seconds. That was faster than 1 minute 30 seconds.
It's actually gone pretty well, I think.
We're getting a little tonight. Quicker.
18 serving 11. And that one is definitely in. Good looking swing from that opposite position by Laura Seeger. Played 22 sets in the spring. Actually led Fairfield in kills per set at 3.50. Had double-figure kills in all 6 matches in which she played 3 or more sets. And we're going to have a net violation called against the Stags. Well, we talked about Robin Amo and all of the adjustments that she's had to make here in the run-up to this season opener, and there's so much uncertainty as to what would be allowed, what the restrictions would be, and she had to adapt, and she definitely has. This program has, and the other thing that she's exhibited is just, and I think the players have picked up on this, an appreciation just to be playing. Like, all right, we got hit with another low blow with the fans not being allowed in, and they're coming off of a canceled season. I think the players' perspective is in the right place. Let's just enjoy the fact that we're playing volleyball matches.
And it could be, oh, poor me. They didn't get to play. The Big West was canceled. Poor me, poor us, and now we don't get fans. Oh, poor me, poor us. She said when the phone rang, she said she almost did not want to pick it up. She saw that it was Dave Matlin, didn't want to pick it up, thinking, oh, now what are they going to tell me? And when he said, well, no fans, but we still get to play, she said she was ecstatic. We still get to play. That's all that really mattered at that point.
Wagner. She was able to put the full force on that one. Net violation anyway against Fairfield. So another point for Hawaii. They're up 19-13.
So Riley Wagner just banging away on the outside. It's her 11th kill in 27 attempts. She has the most attempts of any player on the court.
Whip Van Sickle leading the way for Hawaii with 14 kills. How about the Rainbow Wahine as a team hitting .455 in this third frame? That was a good looking swing by Houck going off the block and down.
Yeah, it's just continued to go up. They started at first set was 250, the second set was 375, and they're at 455 right now. They're just getting better with each set.
Here's Igidi. Just so much force behind that. I mean, it just drives through the block on the other side, and of course she's always full of energy and always full of enthusiasm. It is most definitely contagious as she gives way to Janelle Gong behind the service line.
And her beach experience and playing, I think, really helped her as well. And I think she could actually stay in and be a pretty aggressive server, because in beach she was doing it all.
Here's Johnson, roll shot. Saved there on one knee by Van Sickle, and then Wagner. And how about that for Riley Wagner? That's kill number 12, and with that she has recorded a new career high. Her previous career high was 11. That was at CSUN back in September of 2019. So a career season opener for Riley Wagner. Great to see.
That is really great to see.
Out blocked back. High ball bump set. Johnson gets it down. Still can't really fully stop Johnson. Maybe you can slow her down on occasion, but that's now 12 kills for her, hitting up around 300.
That's her 32nd attack for her team. She's got double attempts on anybody.
Hawaii also out-digging the Stags 54-37. 4 players for the Rainbow Wahine are in double figures in digs. Here's one of them, Brooke Van Sickle, who couldn't find the way inbounds there on that touch shot, but she has a double-double to her credit, 14 kills, 10 digs. So does Riley Wagner with the career-high 12 kills and 10 digs.
So those, again, really nice numbers for an opening night.
The joust at the net is going to be a violation against Ilana Berg. Fairfield not exactly ready to pack it in just yet. They're within 4. Trying to muster a comeback here, and this little welcome back. Robin Amo signaling for that last time out. Didn't like the way things were transpiring over the last few sequences, and now we have a sub for Fairfield as Kyla Berg enters the match. And like Janelle Gong, she will play with the mask on. We have not seen that from too many of the other players here. Outside, Van Sickle. Oh, and that is a fantastic dig by Jordanek. Van Sickle on the high ball bump set. That one is dug up by Berg. Johnson blocks back and roof. Sky Williams saying,
That's definitely one of Sky Williams' strengths. She posts a huge block up there. Her timing has been so good. Very disciplined at the net.
So that puts Hawaii up 5, and we get our first look at Kate Lang, 5'10" freshman from Keller, Texas. Says that the University of Hawaii was her dream school, and here she is making her debut also into the match. Tiffany Westerberg, 6'3" sophomore from British Columbia, Canada. Bump set from Lang goes to Van Sickle, the dink shot. Good chase down save Jordanek, Johnson. And sniffed out by Lang. So back bump set, Van Sickle off the block and out at another point for Hawaii. So good to see some of the other players getting some action here on opening night. And Kate Lang, who has such a bright future with this program. And Tiffany Westerberg, who has absolutely put in the work, has gotten herself in tremendous shape. And she has been looking really good in practice. And that's a really good serve there by Kate Lang. Welcome to the match. Welcome to the program officially in front of the fans.
And she has worked so hard. She came in early and has been training very hard. Her role model idol is Robin Amo, and she's really wanted this opportunity to play here in Hawaii.
So it is aloha ball on opening night. Johnson off the block and out. Will prolong things at least a little while longer.
And it's tough when you got a big roster. It's hard to get everybody in, although you want to get those players in. So it remains aloha ball. And Blakely Montgomery with the serve. Ikinaga the first touch. Backside set, Van Sickle. And running out of room on the near side is Johnson, and that will do it. Hawaii takes it on opening night against Fairfield.